Hi guys, Dr. Gillard here. Let me show you how to use your AI tool like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, running the Claude engine. Those are the 4 big AI tools. Let me show you how to use that to make multiple choice questions that are similar to board style questions and quite similar, if not identical, to some of my questions, the type that you'll face on the test. Now, I've been playing around with all 4 of these engines. I have one big experiment I've done. I'm still writing it up. But I think it's worth showing you guys how to use this because questions are really valuable, right? But let me warn you, this is not a primary study method. You need to study the slides and get those down first. And then you introduce questions after you've studied to help see what you know and what you don't know. Okay? The questions, as far as I can tell, are about 95% accurate. It's not perfect, but each question will have the answer after it, and each question will have the slide number of where the question came from, so you can quickly look it up. So I think it's a good study tool, but it's not your primary study tool. AI is new, so mistakes can be made. It's not perfect, but it's definitely worth taking a look at, or else I wouldn't have even made this video for you. So how do you write MCQs, multiple choice questions, from the PowerPoint slides that I lecture on? It's really simple. Let's pull up Brightspace. Let's pick on endocrinology. So here's all the tiles, and there's the MCQ script right there. So if you open that, you'll see that we have 2 types of files. These are instructions to your AI tool to tell it what to do and exactly how you want the questions made. Let me close this now that you know where they are, and let's just look at my latest version here. So let's look at the instructions for writing MCQs first, because this is the only thing I'm going to show you. This can change how many questions you write. You can read through this and see, how I can talk with you after class if you want to see how I've done this. But the key part is right here in this document, second paragraph. I'm telling it to write 25 multiple choice questions. You can change that to 10. You can change that to 50. I wouldn't go much past 50, although I have went 100 questions experimenting. It does do okay. So that is how you choose the number of questions, and then just make a PDF out of that. So that's what I wanted to show you. Now let's just get to it. Let's write some questions. Let me show you how to do it. So Firefox or Google Chrome, either one works. I like Firefox, but let's use Google Chrome here. These are all my different Google Chrome accounts. So if you go with Gemini and you sign into one of these, it automatically signs you into Gemini. You don't have to log in or do anything else. All right, great. So let's pull up Google Gemini. There it is. Great. Make sure it says Pro up here in the right top corner. If it doesn't say Pro, then you're logged into the wrong Google account. The Google account you pay with will match. That will be the only account that you can open this with, so just beware of that. The first thing to do is go down here, see where it says Fast? There are several different engines that you can run Gemini with. You want to go with the thinking engine. The Pro is not bad. The Fast is more mistakes. So I wouldn't use that one. The thinking is the one you want to go with. If you do run out of tokens, because you can't do this forever, you can do maybe 3 or 4 slide decks of mine back to back, and then it starts breaking down. So you could go to Fast at that point, but just really check the questions to make sure the answers are right. If you go with thinking and do 1 or 2 slide decks, you should be okay. So great. Now you just upload those files. So let's go upload them. Right, so there's the instruction for writing one. I'll upload the PDF. I'm on version 25 here. I think you have 24 in your tile. but it's the same. And then this one, so I hold down the control key, and great. So let's upload those. Give it a second. Okay, and now it's going to read both of these, and it's going to know exactly how you want these questions written. But now we need to upload the slide deck. So just grab it out of the Brightspace tile. You can download those slide decks, those PDFs, very easily. And there it is. I just grabbed one, Indo Friday, Spring 26, Week 2. So let's just pull that one in. It's over 50 slides, like 56 slides. So it's working on it. Okay, it's done. And now we're ready to go. We just have to type one command here. Just tell it a little bit what to do. So read the two instruction files, and then write the MCQs. That's enough. Okay, let's time it. I got my stopwatch. So ready, set, go. And off we go. And you can see it's thinking, and sometimes it writes what it's thinking about. And again, while it's thinking here, it usually takes about a minute. Again, this is not your primary study method. This is to supplement you after you've already got a good grasp of the material. Still thinking. Been about 30 seconds now. And it's starting to write. And I'm glad to see this. There's your copy button. I specifically put words in there so it would make a copy button. Can't tell when it's done, but I bet it's done. It's done. So about a minute, just a little under a minute, and it's done. So great. So it warns about the upload size. I think it can handle this. I've put 666 slide cut down slides in here for a full test, and it's made 100 questions, and it's worked. But it doesn't like these huge files. Like I said, you could do this about 3 times in a row, and then it's going to start degrading. But there we go. That's it. So now what do? You see that there's a formatting problem here. So there's a little bar. You can look at them on here, but I recommend you use this copy button. So copy the code. Just left click on it one time. Copy to clipboard. And that's it. Now all we have to do is paste it to something, a text file if you want. I prefer Microsoft Word. You can try a Google Doc, I think will work. So let's get a blank document. And just paste it. Control V. And there we go. There you have 50. Didn't I say 25 we're doing? I guess we did 50. But I must have had the command for 50 because it made 50. So great. And really that's it. So that's all I have to say. If you want to stick around, next I'm going to check some of these. Let's just see how it did. So prolactin is a hormone released by the anterior pituitary. By which of the following cells? That's pretty easy, right? Lactotroph cells. Let's go a little further. And some of these are supposed to be hard. Some of them are supposed to have, 20% of them are supposed to have underline, like fill in the blank type questions. Let's check this one. Which mechanism prevents prolactin vesicles from reaching their contents, or for releasing their contents when dopamine is bound to lactotropes? So membrane hyperpolarization is the one that prevents the opening of the calcium channels. That's a pretty hard question, and that's absolutely correct. Go to slide 14 to check that out. Let's do another one. To prevent the menstrual cycle from activating during breastfeeding, which cell type must be turned off? Fairly easy, gonadotropes. FSH and LH can't be working. That's correct. Let's do 16. Basal levels of prolactin in biological males, I already know that's testosterone, are beneficial because they stimulate the expression of LH receptors on what type of cells? Those are Leydig cells. Basal levels of prolactin only, they stimulate LH, and LH can bind, more LH can bind and drive the production of testosterone. Excellent. Let's do this one. The overproduction of prolactin by a mutated lactotroph leads to a condition known as, that's easy, hyperprolactinemia A. But see how there's the slide. Comes from slide 27. You can check, if you're like lost, go look, go learn some more about that subject. Paracrine testosterone. So remember, there's a difference between paracrine and hormone testosterone. Paracrine testosterone released by Leydig cells in the testes primarily stimulates what? Or stimulates what process? And that's definitely spermatogenesis in spermatogonia. These are pretty good questions. Probably, again, my favorite AI tool right here. The lock and key analogy describing how a ligand targets its receptor is also known as the induce fit model. Good enough? I want to make sure that it went all the way into the 50s, because one time ChatGPT had a 50 slide slide deck only went to like slide 15. All the questions came from there. But we're on slide 44. Which type of neuron represents approximately 85% of all nephrons and performs most of the reabsorption? That's the workhorse, right? That's cortical nephrons. Correct. Aldosterone stimulates the excretion of hydrogen ion primarily through which of the following cells? Well, we know that's the alpha intercalated cell. I think this would be a good study tool for you, don't you? And it looks, I mean, I've been doing this all afternoon. This is like my 10th take, and I've been trying all different search engines, kind of reading through these. I burned this one out. I have 3 accounts of Google Gemini. I burned one out where it wasn't working very well. It was still working, but it wasn't, like some of this was bold, and it didn't have that copy function. It started leaving stuff off. But yeah, when it's working good. Sodium is kicked out of the principal cell basolateral membrane into the interstitium by which mechanism? Definitely sodium potassium ATPases. Basolateral surface. So ENaC channels are on the apical surface or luminal surface. Common one that people get wrong. Oh, it did a double here. Vasopressin stimulates the translocation of blank and blank channels to the apical side via a second messenger system. And that's definitely aquaporins 2. Oh, did it mess that up? Vasopressin stimulates translocation of, oh, I see, aquaporins -2 channels is what it's trying to say there. So good. I would say 100% accurate from my quick little review here. Like I said, I've been doing this a lot, and I very rarely find mistakes, especially in Gemini. So if you have any further questions, just shoot me an email, grab me after class, or grab me during one of the breaks, and be happy to talk to you. Let me know how these are going for you. I know a couple students are using them already, and hopefully I can get a few more students doing it. Will it work with other professors' slide decks? Make sure you ask them if it's okay to do this, because they may be copyright protected. Maybe they don't want you uploading this to AI. So for me, I don't care. All right. See you later.